Paduke nyasya puratah pranjalirbašpaločanah tamaslishya chirang dorbhyang stapayan netrajairjalaihi Ramo Lakshmana Sitabhyang Viprebhyo Yerhasattamaha Tebhyas Swayang Namaschakre Prajabhischa Namaskritah. And we have Paduke again as the first word. And we had the same word previously. So if you remember, what was it?
2.2.
Yes.
2.7.
2.2, yeah. A second case, dual, yeah. So everyone, please remember that feminine dual cases, they will look like masculine locative case, seventh case, if the noun ends on short a. So it might sometimes bewilder you, okay? Okay, nyasya, and we had also similar word previously.
Didn't.
It was placing, yeah. It's gerund from ni plus the verb. Yeah. As. Placing. Okay. Purataha.
Undeclined.
Yes, it's
in front.
Oh. Undeclined. Purataha. Yes. And I think you will find it in your Avyaya list. The actual word is puratas. The undeclined form of the, yeah, I mean, it's undeclined, but just by Sandhi change, the S turns into Visarga. In front. Okay. Pranjalir is next. So what's happening?
Actually, offering respect.
Yes, that's what it means.
Pranami.
Yes, we'll go a bit. First of all, there is Visarga, okay, which turned into Ra due to the following Ba. Okay, and then, okay, it's a noun. Okay, now let's see. We have the word Anjali, okay, in Sanskrit. And Anjali means the literal meaning is the front side of your, I mean, your palm, basically. It's called Anjali. So Pranjali is analyzed like this, and I just found it in Apte's dictionary, if you can see it. Pranjali, folding the hands in supplication as marked respect of humility. I mean, that we know, but the derivation is prasritau anjali yena. In other words, one by whom the palms have been extended, prasritau. And this prasrita is pra in Pranjali, yeah? Pra stands for prasrita. Prasrita means extended, okay? So one who extends the palms. So in other words, you make your palms straight. And then by conventionally, just traditionally, it means this folded hands, okay? So folded hands. Now let's think about the word. Pranjali, it's a noun, yeah? Now what kind of noun? Can you tell me the gender?
It's masculine.
Well, actually, Anjali, I have a feeling that it's originally feminine, but let's see. Oh, sorry. Anjali. It's masculine, yeah, actually. Yeah. So it's masculine. And the case is 1-1, like Hari. Harihi, Pranjalihi. So folded hands. Okay. We will connect it later. Next, Bashpalochanaha. So it's a noun again. Lochana. Yeah. So masculine 1-1 of Lochana. Yeah. So Lochana means what?
Eyes.
Eye.
Eyes.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, many. Just let me get this cursor here. Yeah. So eyes. And what about bashpa?
Tears.
Okay.
Tears.
Eyes, tears. So how do we connect these two things? Eyes and tears. Is it a list like what we call a dvandva samasa? The tears and
No,
eyes.
with tears in eyes. With tears in eyes.
In eyes, tears. Okay. Bashpa lochana.
With tears.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that if you think how you're supposed to think in Sanskrit, that this kind of samasa should be analyzed like eyes filled with tears. Okay, because you cannot just say eyes with tears. Is like you have in one hand you have eyes, in another hand you have tears, like eyes with tears. No, this is how we express ourselves in English, and it's fine in English, but in Sanskrit, if you say bashpena saha lochanaha, that sounds really funny. Exactly how I explained. In both hands you have the tears, and in another hand you have eyes. But thinking about it in Sanskrit, I think it's like eyes filled with tears. And where do I get this idea of filled? It's what we call samasa, where the middle word has been omitted. Yeah, and we had that case a few verses ago in the last week. So I would say something like bashpa purita lochanaha. Yeah, and then that purita means filled with goes away, and we just say bashpa lochanaha, because anyway everybody understands what I mean to say. Nobody will think twice or thrice what do I mean to say by bashpa lochana. Yeah. Anyway, this is just I'm just thinking aloud the way I usually think when I translate verses, and you can just make note of those things, that such samasas exist.
Madhyalopi samasa.
Yes. Technically, it's called madhya pada lopi. Pada means word, madhya means the middle. Yeah, the samasa in which the middle word has been omitted. Yeah, lopi means lost, or kind of taken away or lost. Yeah, kind of. All right. Next, tam aslishya. Okay, let's do tam. Well, that's a pronoun. Who can tell me the pronoun? The original pronoun?
2-1.
Saha.
Tad.
Saha.
No, saha is masculine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before even the pronoun assumes any gender, in its primordial form, it is tad. Tad, and this tam becomes masculine in masculine 2-1, and saha it would be the 1-1 masculine. So him, tam, aslishya. Again, now we are looking at the word, and we notice some ya ending at the end, which leads us to think it's again gerund. So it's from which verb? From the verb slish, and aslish means to embrace. Slishyati. Okay, that will be the what do you call? Yeah, present tense. 1-1. Slishyati. So aslishya as a gerund, how can we translate it? Embracing. Yeah, or having embraced. One or the other, depending on the context. You choose either the action has been completed or it's still happening. Then chiram.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. And again, that anuswara is a product of original M. Long time. And is it a noun or?
Undeclinable?
It's undeclinable, yeah. undeclinable. Chiram, like for a long time. In other words, it becomes sort of an adverb. For a long time. Dorbhyam. Okay.
Noun 3.2.
So bhyam, it's another ending that is immediately highlighted everywhere. You have three options for it. 3.2, 4, and 5. 3, 4, 5 dual, okay? Noun, I think it's neuter. Noun. Now, what's the noun? Can you tell me the noun? Anyone? Well, basically, you just need to see what's before the ending here.
Door.
Door, but actually it's DOS, you know, like the operative system in computers. DOS. The word is DOS. The S becomes Visarga, and then Visarga turns into R when you apply ending onto it. So it becomes Dor Bhyam. Meaning, and the DOS means hand, yeah? So let's assume it's 3.2. So how do we translate 3.2 of hands?
With 2 arms.
With, okay, with. And by with you mean, what exactly you mean by with?
2 arms.
No,
Instrumental.
instrumental, yes, exactly. By means of his 2 arms. Okay, so it will be connected to embracing after. Okay, snapayan. Snapayan. Okay.
Gerund.
It's not exactly gerund. It's what we call present participle.
Participle.
Yeah, present participle. And in other words, it's a description. It's adjective. Adjective. It's kind of an active adjective. Somebody is described by means of activity that they do. So the verb. Can you guess the verb? Sna. Sna means to take bath. Okay.
Bathe.
And here we have one thing. Whenever you see this consonant p with many verbs, it indicates a causative. In other words, causing to take bath. Okay. Bathing. You know, in English you have just bathing in a sense causative, like bathing someone. In Sanskrit means causing somebody to take bath. Okay. So we can mark that it's actually causative. Yeah. Next, netra jair. Jair. So that ra at the end. Jaihi. And whenever we have ja 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 at the end of words, it mostly means born. Okay. So born from.
Eyes.
Okay. Born from eyes. So what is yeah, anyway. Born from eyes.
It's neuter.
The ja, the j, July, okay. Neuter. Third case.
3.
Oh, yeah, aihi, aihi. And jalaihi, here's the main noun. Okay. So we repeat the same noun. Neuter 3. Jalaihi. So jala is water. Jalaihi with
Water.
with waters. In Sanskrit, you even though it's uncountable noun in English, or sometimes it can be counted actually, like waters of rivers when you think about different types of water. But here in Sanskrit, often it takes a plural just to convey the idea of the amount. In other words, if it's plural, that means a lot. Okay, so there was a lot of water born from eyes. In other words, we're talking about tears. Yeah, water born from the eyes. All right. let's let's see what we can make out of it so far. Okay, paduke nyasya. This is our subordinate kriya. It's not the main one. Do we have a main kriya here?
Embracing.
No, there is no main.
No main tree.
Yeah. So nevertheless, we can still connect. Just a second. Yeah. Whatever we have. Placing what?
Paduke.
Paduke. Placing the sandals again that were talked about in the previous verses also. Placing the. So who is the subject?
Bharata.
Yes, I think so also. So let's mention him in brackets. Bharata. So it was Bharata. And we are taking him from, from the verse, actually, let me see, from the verse 35. But he is implied here. Yeah? And how is he described here in this verse? Is there a description of him?
Pranjali.
Pranjali.
Pranjalihi.
So therefore, what kind of word is Pranjalihi? If we are not talking,
Adjective.
it's adjective, yeah. So if we are not talking about hands, if we are talking about somebody having folded hands, then it is actually a samasa, yeah. It's what we call bahuvrihi, yeah, actually. Even though it looks like one word, but sometimes, but you see, even Pranjalihi was kind of a pra plus Anjalihi. And pra did carry, it was not just like a prefix, it was prasrita, in other words, folded hands. Okay, so whose hands were folded. Okay, then next, any other description of Bharata?
Bashpalochana.
Yes, Bashpalochanaha. And it will be analyzed in the same way. Whose eyes? Okay, in Sanskrit analysis you say yasya. Bashpa lochane yasya, whose two eyes, and it refers to Bharata. Okay, snapayan. Let's move it. Yasya purataha. Okay, what about purataha? In front. Where do we connect it?
He placed the paduka in front.
Well, placing, yeah. Adverbs also always go to verb. Placing how, in which manner? Okay, in front, describing the kriya. Then tamaslishya chiram dorbhyam snapaya nitra jalaihi. Now let's I will tell you that this will be connected to the next verse. So we'll leave that as it is, okay? And let's do the next verse now. Ramo. Ramaha, yeah. Oh no, that's masculine. 1-1. Ramaha. Okay, Rama. Lakshmana Sita Bhyam. That's
3.2.
noun. Okay, again, Bhyam. Sita Bhyam. So masculine and feminine. Yeah, well, it's
Feminine.
feminine. Yeah, feminine. 3.2. Sitabhyam. And again, how do we translate it?
With, like Sahartha.
Yeah, with
With Lakshmana and Sita.
and Sita. Sahartha, yeah. Together with, okay? Viprebhyo. Okay, this is another very visible ending. Viprebhyo. So,
Viprebhyaha.
bhyaha, it's actually bhyaha. And
4.3.
yeah, 4.3 and 5.3. It could be two things.
Mm.
So, and it means brahmanas. Brahmanas, and let's say it's 4.3. Yeah, fourth case plural. So how do I translate it? Fourth case plural.
Onto the planet Brahmanas.
Yeah, this is one of the main meanings of the fourth case. Two, as a they are the receivers. Okay, yeah. What about yeah?
It's a pronoun.
Yes.
1.1.
Pronoun.
1.3.
First of all, let's decide on the gender.
What? It's masculine.
Yeah, if it's masculine,
1.3.
then it's 1.3. It could also be feminine, dual, but most likely it won't be. So, yeah, who,
All.
meaning plural. Okay, and then yer hasattamaha. So noun masculine 1.3. And what is this apostrophe hiding?
Yeah. Omitted.
The arhasattamaha. So how do we translate arhasattamaha? Well, arha means deserving, okay?
Worthy.
Worthy, yeah? Arha. Respectable, worthy of respect, deserving, okay? Then sattama is like most beautiful, the best, excellent, most respectable. So let's say the most respectable of the most respectable, or the best of respectable. And we are talking about a whole group of people in plural. The best of respectable. Okay. Next, tebhyaha.
Pronoun.
4.3.
Pronoun, yes. Well, it would be masculine or neuter. Okay. 4.3. So we'll stick to masculine, meaning to them.
To them.
To them. Next, tebhya swayam. Swayam. What is that?
Undeclinable.
I hope so. I think it is. Swayam meaning
Oneself.
Oneself.
oneself, yeah. So either himself or herself or itself, it would be swayam. Namaschakre. What is namaschakre?
Namaha Chakre.
Yes, it is actually namaha chakre. There is a sandhi in between. Oh, again, 1 second. Namaha chakre. So, what about chakre? What is that? Anybody?
It's circle.
For executive.
Well, we verb. Yes, please. Yeah.
A verb.
A verb. Yes, yes. It's a verb. We had it a few verses ago. A verb. And can you tell me the root? Dukrin. Yeah. Or dukrin is actually kre. So past lit. Yeah, it became reduplicated. the kri became reduplicated and turned into cha. And it's 1-1. It's Atmapada endings. I hope some of you have started exploring that verbs document that I uploaded. Has anybody looked into it?
The verb?
Yes, on
Yes.
verbs. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw it, but it is so long, and to find which is the exact dhatu is difficult.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, it's difficult because then you have to know many rules and all those transformations, but just knowing the endings by themselves is already a huge advantage. So they will be you can find in the lit, that which is I think seven. Oh, no, I think sixth in order. You will find in Atmapada the ending e. You will find it there. Anyway, once you start looking for verbs, will become. So in other words, did offered respect. We can say, okay, did, but what we actually mean to say offer.
What is the Dukrin?
Sorry?
What is the Dukrin?
Dukrin. Well, you see, in Sanskrit, sometimes, not sometimes, quite often, verbs, they come together with some markers which do not exist in reality, but it's there for grammatical purpose. So kr, when it's listed in dhatu patha, it's listed as dukrin. So this du and krin, that nya after k, they inform a person about certain things. I'll just write to you. Dukrin. It's listed like this in the list of verbs. Dukrin. We have that nahi rakshati dukrin karane. So dukrin karane is how it's listed in dhatu patha. In other words, the root dukrin in the meaning of doing, karane. Dukrin in the meaning of doing. So this du and nya, as I already told, they are virtual letters. They're like, digital. They don't exist. But yeah, they tell you about certain things that the verb does during some grammatical operations. Yeah. So this is why they are listed like this. For example, the dhatu gum. Gum. We always know it as gum, but it's listed as gamu in dhatu patha, and that u is another indicatory letter that can tell you in certain situations how the verb will behave. Anyway, these are depths of grammar. Anyway, did respects, which means offered respects. Namaschakre. Then prajabhish. Yeah, prajabhish. Noun. So what's the gender of prajabhish?
Prajabhihi. It's feminine.
Feminine, yeah. 3-3.
Praja.
So means progeny or citizens, okay? Or 3-3, we can say with citizens. If this is sahartha, yeah. There could be also other meanings. Then cha is undeclinable, meaning and. Namaskritaha. Okay, namaskritaha. What do we have here?
Namaskritaha.
Well, adjective, gender,
Masculine.
masculine, yeah, 1-1. Namaskritaha. So kritaha, it will be passive participle, yeah, from kri dhatu. So kri means to do, and kritaha means done. Done. So here we are talking about offering obeisances. So how can you make it passive in English? To offer obeisances, can you say it in a passive voice?
Offered obeisance. Offered obeisance.
Respects to, okay? Offered respects to, like somebody was offered respects to. Was offered respects to, like that. All right, so now
Why it is two? How do we understand this two?
well, in English you do put that to at the end, like he was gone to, he was offered respects to,
Okay.
like
Okay.
it stays even in passive voice in English, like I offer respects to him, he was offered respects to by me, like that. Next, let's tie it all together. Okay, proper verbs we need. Okay, namaschakre, yeah?
Namaste.
It's actually, the verb is actually chakre. Namaha is an undeclinable word. So how do I let me see. Namas is yeah, it's an undeclinable word, but it also means like a salutation, obeisance, adoration. Yeah, anyway, let's just not be too hair splitting here. Let's just treat it as a single, just a verb with undeclinable. Namaschakre, who is the doer, the karta?
Rama.
Rama. Where is Rama?
Rama.
Yeah, I lost. Okay, yeah, here it is. He offered respects. Okay, to whom?
Prajabhi.
Yeah, and this is the point I wanted to tell you, that this is not, yeah, this is not an object technically. How do we call it? It's a recipient, but the thing is, he's not giving anything here to anyone. And the point is that if you open the meanings of cases, that file that is on the website, we are getting some noise from somebody. Can you please mute? Then you will see that one of the meanings of the fourth case comes when there is usage of words like namas, namaha, okay? That's why we say namah shivaya, not namah shivam. We say namah shivaya. Chaturthi, fourth case. Because of this very word, namas, namaha. So in the same way, you cannot say namaha vipran. That would be wrong grammatically. But you can say namaha viprebhyaha. Okay? So respects to brahmanas. Okay? Okay, then anything else is there? Well, we have also tebhyaha. And tebhyaha here will be another recipient of respects. So he offered, because we have one more thing here. Now, whenever we have ye or yad or yam or yena, we are talking about an additional sentence technically. So they who, okay, they who, and it's connected here to the best of respectables, of respectable anyway. So this will be technically, oh, okay, hanging. I'm reloading again. So just a second. So whenever we have ye, it goes pair in pair with te or tebhyaha. Yeah. So they're both related. Tebhyaha ye. To Rama offered respects to them who, and then we have the who are the best of respectable. Okay. It's a sentence. It's a small, tiny sentence, relative clause. It's called grammatically, like a dependent sentence on the main sentence. And in order to make it a sentence, what do I need? They who, the best of respectable. It's still incomplete. What is unstated in Sanskrit? What is in between the line here?
Are.
Yeah, I need a verb. So technically, and it comes in English. You say who are the best of respectable. Who are who are bhavanti, okay? Are or santi, whatever you take. And this is all implied. It's not there directly, but it is there actually. Those who are the best of respected people, to them Rama also offered his respect. So this is how it goes. Yeah. Otherwise, this arhasattama can technically be describing the same vipras. Okay, brahmanas who were those who were the most respectable to those brahmanas, Rama offered respect. But the commentary clarifies a little by saying that this the best of respected refers to another group of people, and it refers to Rama's elders, like his mothers and other elderly members of the family. So this is Swayam Namaschakre. Okay, let's do the remainder of this verse. Swayam Namaschakre. Okay, what about Swayam? Where do I connect it?
To Rama.
I think I connected to the verb again. It's if it's adverbial, like Swayam. It's ultimately an adverb. Yeah. In other words, himself, not through any other medium, but himself. It describes the nature of the action. You do it yourself. Yourself is connected to do, actually, rather than yourself. So by oneself, namaschakre, prajabhischa namaskritaha. So where do I connect namaskritaha? Well, to Rama. It's a description. So he was offered respects to prajabhish. Well, this is the third case, and this is where we need to change the meaning. Okay, it's not with citizens, it's by citizens. So by citizens. So what is the role of citizens? Are they instrument? They can't be instruments here. So who are they in respects to namaskritaha? It's another small. Yes, they're doers. They're another karta. In other words, Rama was offered respects to by citizens. This in itself, these three words here, is a small sentence. It's a passive sentence. Ramaha namaskritah prajabhihi. Okay. Or and the cha. And so what are we connecting here exactly? And
Rama offered respect to them, and then the citizens offered respect to Rama.
yeah. So I would put cha in between the two verbs. So he offered respects and he was offered respects. So namaschakre namaskritah cha. Okay, that's how I would understand it. So we connect these two words, namaschakre and namaskritah. Okay. Then we have okay, Lakshmana Sita Bhyam. Where do we connect Lakshmana and Sita? With
Rama.
okay. Sita Bhyam with Rama. Okay, Rama with as Sahartha. Okay. Rama with Lakshmana and Sita. Okay, then now we go to the half of the previous verse. Tamaslishya chiram dorbhyam snapayan netra jair jalaihi. So Ashlishya is another gerund. So let's put it somewhere in between. Ashlishya, embracing. Embracing, what is the object of embracing? Tam. Yeah, tam. That's the object.
Which refers to Bharata.
Yes, referring to Bharata. Tam aslishya. Chiram. For a long time. Where is it connected to?
Patlishya.
Yes. Just a second. Okay. For a long time, embracing him. Dorbhyam. What about Dorbhyam? With two arms. Well, embracing with two arms. Instrument by means of snapayan. Well, that snapayan is a where is snapayan here? Here, yeah. Snapayan. Well, it's a since it is a masculine 1-1. It's a description of whom here? Rama. Yeah. Rama. We need to always match the cases. Yeah. So Rama actually. Yeah. Bathing. Netra jair jalaihi. Okay, so where do you connect that? Well, to bathing, I think. And what's the main word here? Netra jaihi or jalaihi?
Netra jaihi.
That's a description. The actual word is jalaihi. With water. Which kind of water? The one that came from the eyes. Okay. So, and snapayan will also, you know, I don't want to, but it also, since it's a participle, it also acts like a verb. So I think what we will do is we'll connect like this. This will be kind of a verb, and the object of snapayan will be
Bharata.
Bharata, and this will be just connected to snapayan, embracing. Okay, so even though it's an adjective, it sounds almost like gerund, but it's an adjective because you can see there is a masculine ending. Snapayan. It's the original word is snapayat. So let's write it. Snapayat. Yeah. And snapayat becomes snapayan in masculine 1-1. So yeah, so adjective will take an object here. Interesting. And gerund will be connected to the adjective as a subordinate verb. So this is how it goes. Now the first part, Bharata placing sandals in front of him. Something is incomplete here. And I think that this has to go. Yeah.
Purata should have of him. So some
In front of him. Now we need to complete the sentence because we just have a gerund, which doesn't complete the sentence. So placing in front of him, and then there's the descriptions of Bharata, who had folded hands and who had whose eyes were with tears. So how do you what do you do about it?
It should be from the previous verse, Rama.
Take maybe that's might be possible, but another thing which is kind of easier here, I think, is to just supply a verb, just as we did here. They are the best of respectable. So Bharata became how he became what? He became Pranjali. He became one with folded hands, and he became one with tearful eyes. Yeah. This is how it is. Okay, Bharata placing in front of him the sandals. That's when he already met Rama. Okay, so he placed the sandals in front of Rama. So he stood with folded hands and shed tears. Now,
so won't it be like this, that Bharata, who is a person with folded hands and with tears placed paduka in front of him?
So how do we understand that?
That's a direct adjective of Bharata.
Yeah, well, see, here it is an adjective, and it can be an adjective, but here it is what we call vidheya, anuvada and vidheya. A is B, or A became B. Because if we just make them both adjectives of Bharata, then we are remaining with loose ends. The sentence is not complete. So Bharata, who had folded hands and with tearful eyes, placing the sandals in front of him, and there is a suspension. So what then?
He
And we can,
bathed Rama
no.
tears.
Yeah.
He didn't bathe Rama bathed him.
Yeah.
Bharata bathed Rama.
No.
Rama bathed him. Yeah. So in order to complete the sentence, then we kind of understand that we actually need, these are not adjectives, these are what we call predicates, or vidheya in Sanskrit, the B part. So Bharat became.
So because we have this nyasya, which is a gerund, that's why it's becoming like this. If it was a verb.
Yes, exactly. You need you need a proper verb, and if you don't see one, there is one implied. it existing, it's existing, but it's just unspoken, you know, explicitly. That's how it works. And then the next sentence is so Rama in his turn, having embraced him, he for a long time, and bathing him with tears, then he, along with Sita and Lakshmana, he offered respects to brahmanas by himself, and to those who were other best candidates for offering respects. And also Rama was offered respects to by his citizens. So this is like that, piece by piece, you know, we all put it together. Now let me read translations of Srila Prabhupada. After offering the wooden shoes before Lord Ramachandra, Lord Bharata stood with folded hands, his eyes full of tears, and Lord Ramachandra bathed Bharata with tears while embracing him with both arms for a long time. Accompanied by Mother Sita and Lakshmana, Lord Ramachandra then offered his respectful obeisances unto the learned brahmanas and the elderly persons in the family. And all the citizens of Ayodhya offered their respectful obeisances unto the Lord. So, yeah, everything is taken into account and everything is included. So this is how it is done. And yes, we took the help of the commentaries to just tie it all together. I'm just like you. I don't look into the translations before the class. I'm just dealing with Sanskrit, and I look up the Tikas, Srimad Bhāgavatam Bhashyas, and usually Sridhara Swami, or for today's verse, it was Jiva Goswami's commentary, who has spoken about this, implying this abhavat for Bharat, and this also another verb that we implied for the arhasattamas. Yeah, and yeah, you can come to the same conclusion. It just sometimes it helps to have such clarification. All right, then if you have any questions or any observations from today.
Is Tam also connected to Ashlishya?
Ashlishya, yes. Ashlishya, yeah, it cannot remain without an object. So yeah, both. So Snapa and Ashlishya. Yeah, neither of these, neither Ashlishya nor Snapayan can just be disconnected directly from the object, because both demand an object. So okay, so we had a good session on the implied verbs, yeah, here, but in a different context. You see, here we imply verb. What led us to this conclusion? Because we see an incomplete sentence with only a gerund. We don't see a proper verb, a completed verb, or any participle is also absent here, which could act as a verb. So therefore we understand, okay, we need to complete the sentence by implying a verb, and therefore these are most likely the descriptions of Bharata as a predicate, like Bharata who became like this, okay? This is from the point of view of gerund. Now here we imply the verb because we know that ye is another sentence. Technically, it's a subordinate sentence. Now, because of ye, we understand that we need a verb here. It will be like a relative clause, dependent one. and then ye always goes in tandem with any form of the tad pronoun, yeah, or idam, any form of direct pronoun, yeah. It might be iyam, ayam, idam, saha, anything direct. Okay.
Is it required here yet to be used? Instead, they could have just directly arthasam sattamaha would have been correct or not?
Ye arhasattamaha. Well, those who no, we still need actually we need you see, even when we say about it, like those who are, there is are, you know, we do imply a verb always, even if it's a dependent clause. It still is a sentence. It still is a small, complete unit in itself, even though a dependent one, which has a verb. So therefore, without bhavanti, just ye arhasattamaha wouldn't work. Okay. Who the best of respectable? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe in English it could work, but even in English you do so. Who are the best of respectable? To them. In English, you often cut short this whole the grammatical construction. But in Sanskrit, you always mention like those who, to them. In English, you just say to them who were the best of respectable people. Okay. But Sanskrit is a bit more wordy in that sense. And in many Indian languages also, either ye bahar hai, unko pani de do. Okay. Like in Hindi, those who are outside, give them water. Okay. Both parts are kind of spelled out. It's coming from Sanskrit, this kind of expression pattern, because these languages are, the most immediate in the modern day kind of derivatives of Sanskrit. All right, so 1 hour, as usual. We take 1 hour. Anything else? Anything small before we close? All right, so then thank you very much for coming today, and tomorrow we'll continue. Srimad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Sri Ramachandro Vijayate.
Thank you.